Look at this crap, guys. Get loaded up. Get out of here. Go. Go. Hey, negative. Yeah. There goes one. Where's the other one? Seriously, dude.
I'm here, you.
It's like we're running a freaking farm around here or something.
It's not take your chicken to work day today.
Man.
Oh my gosh.
That's what they were after.
What?
I had half a protein bar sitting here from yesterday.
Well, it's no longer there.
Well, they got their protein in for the day. Literally, just put the windows down, load the trailer up, and we got a farmhouse in here.
That's hilarious.
No, it's not.
It is very hilarious.
Good morning, everyone. How are you doing on this beautiful hump day? So, throughout this video, there's going to be a few different spots where the audio is not going to match up. For some reason, it did not come through whenever we were recording it. Simply here, I was just explaining that we mowed a few before this and how wet everything was already and how messy the mowers are. And yeah, even though it's nice and sunny, currently it's about 60 degrees roughly, hence why TQ has a hoodie on. I'm loving it. And yeah, we're going to get to work. So this company needs access to these paths because there's different things they have to service on the property that they use these paths for. And we maintain them typically about 2 deck widths wide, and with all the rain that we've gotten in the sunlight, the paths have almost closed in a very short amount of time. So we always cut these, and as you can tell down near the deck, you know, the undergrowth is all cut back a couple deck widths, but simply the tops are reaching out here into the path to get as much sunlight and as much of the rain and wind exposure that it can to maximize its growth. And it literally has it down to like, I mean, almost just walking distance. So we're going to go ahead and cut it back here, and I'm going to show you exactly how we're going to do that. As you saw there, I got the last lap. Yeah, broke my tool, and it was my fault. It powered into it and bent it around. Yeah, we went ahead and chopped it all the way to the ground. Anyways, the reason I am cutting the way I am here, pushing the front in, is one, it's less exposure to my hands and arms and everything to the jaggers and the weeds here and everything. But also it minimizes how much strain I'm putting onto the mower, the blades, the deck belt, all of that, keeping that chute side open and clear, and just pushing everything back here. I was showing a little bit more of the pass, and it's kind of explaining here that now there's plenty enough room. We shouldn't have any more problems this year, even though typically every few months we'll come in here and push them back. Right here, TQ is using directional trimming, and even though we don't want to throw it against the fence because it is a bit of a mess we got to clean up, we'd rather throw it against the fence than against this car sitting here. Even though you can see we got a little bit still on it, a little bit up there. I had to move out of the way there. TQ threw it at me and smacked me in the spot you don't want to get smacked. So that's never any fun. But right here, a straight shaft trimmer, guys, goes counterclockwise. A curved shaft trimmer will spin clockwise. Just a little information there to help you guys out whenever you're trimming around very valuable things. It's something to know. Get one here for TQ.
Good land.
Hey, any day you get it on the trailer is a good day. All right, we're gonna move on. Beautiful morning. Still clouds in the air. I hope we don't get any of the wet stuff. I'll tell you right now, mowing wet stuff is no fun. Very time consuming. So we understand not everybody can see every single video, so they may miss it, but we're still getting messages from people because it is Equip Expo time that wondering if we're going to the Expo. We are going to the Expo, and we have our own booth this year, and we will be at the Toro booth and another booth as well. Trying to limit it as much as possible, but we do have some obligations with some companies that we work for and work with and are sponsors of the channel to you know, take care of the things we need to take care of on that side of things. So with that being said, we are at booth TQ. You want to fill them in? What booth are we at?
11223.
Really hard to remember. 11223, and we are going to be doing 3 days of giveaways. So each day at like roughly 2 o'clock, we're going to do a giveaway. But what you have to do is come by the booth each day and put a ticket into our box or bucket, whatever we have there. Each day it's going to be a different drawing. At the end of the day, we're going to take all those tickets and we're going to discard them and get new tickets, if you know what I'm saying. So make sure you stop by the booth each day to say hi and to get your ticket and get entered in to the drawings. And on Friday, the final day, we're going to do a grand prize, okay? And that one, you're not going to want to miss, right, TQ?
I don't think so. I think it's going to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, and one more thing, the 50% off ticket if you use code Spencer for the Equip Expo has been extended to what? October 1st.
Yep.
So make sure you use that discount code. A ton of people already have, and if you have, that semi was loud. If you have, we appreciate that and thank you so much. But if not, go to equipexposition.com and use code Spencer to get yourself 50% off of your Equip Expo tickets. It's very rare when I'm setting my first stripe that I mess it up. Well, I messed this one up, guys, and I'm going to show you in just 1 second exactly how I messed it up. And then I'm going to show you right here how I fixed it. So you can see it hooks pretty bad there to the right, kind of like a smiley face. And yeah, simply what you want to do to fix it is come back to that very first stripe, figure out where you messed up and correct it, okay? Go ahead and just run it back out. And what I did is I stayed to the left here, because what I was aiming for is right across the street, which I will show you in just 1 second. And I'll also tell you how I messed it up, because it was my fault 100%, but just a little distraction. And that's how quickly you can mess up your first stripe. But what you want to do is go back and correct it as early as possible. And you'll see here in just 1 second, you can't even tell I made a mistake whatsoever. And yeah, even though it's very rare, I am human and I do make mistakes, but we got it taken care of. Let's go ahead and I'm going to stop here in just 1 second. I'm going to show you exactly how I messed that up. So this is how you lay down your first stripe. You just pick an object. In my case, I aimed for that mailbox pole across the street there that you can see. Where I made the mistake is I started with my front caster wheel and I just aimed it towards that mailbox. Well, when I got done, I was about 2 foot to the right of that mailbox, okay? So I immediately noticed it when I turned around and went back and corrected it. So yeah, I went back and laid that stripe straight on through right to the mailbox, on point with that wheel, and it looks clean as can be. Now TQ's is coming through behind me and knocking some of the clumps out of it, just because you don't want those to lay on the grass. They will brown up and cause dead spots all over the property. Needless to say, this thing is covered in stakes and flags. Like, I don't even know how we can mow it. We're gonna have to push mow this, TQ. My goodness.
Psych.
Yeah, just kidding. You're gonna have to trim the whole entire thing out.
Trim it all.
Guys, we pulled up here, and I know this video isn't gonna do it justice, but I don't even know how we're gonna mow this thing. It's the entire thing too.
There's different color flags.
Oh my goodness. Anyways, so I messaged the maintenance guy that handles everything and just kind of asked him what the game plan was. Didn't get an answer just yet, but we're gonna have to a lot more time than we have right now to do that one with. I don't even know. Like, guys, the flags are like, there's no space in between them. Like, we're either gonna have to pull them, and if we can put them back, I don't know. But it looks like they're about to do some major work on the front of that property.
Didn't you just make an Instagram post about that?
I did yesterday about one flag. No, there was 3 on that one.
There, yeah.
Holy mackerel! I got.
It's because you made that post.
It is too. I should not have made that post. Now I'm gonna pay the consequences. Anyways, what you can do, if there is enough spray paint on the ground, you can pull them and put them back where they were. But that thing's got wooden stakes, I mean flags, I mean Holy mackerel. I'm just going to wait on him to call me back and tell me if they're about to rip the entire front lawn up. I don't know. Maybe they're going to expand the parking lot. We'll be back. This was the short I literally put up yesterday talking about how much we hated these flags. Now I'm regretting it. I should have just kept my mouth shut. We're going to pay for this. Alrighty. Big old tree that was over here either came down or they took it down at some point. Really opens that field up. That field's normally pretty covered in shade. Kind of like that. You know, man, we ain't got all day here. Could have had half this lawn already mowed out.
You want to do it?
If I want to do it. She knows dang well I want to do it. Dang, burning rubber. Beautiful day here. Not as much brown clumpy grass on our lawn this week, a little bit still, but better than it was last week. They just come in every few weeks, this company does, all these apartment complexes, and just chops them up. And if you're wondering, yes, we have given them bids. They get those all done for like nothing. They always give us their leftovers. All right, let's talk flip edging, okay? A lot of people hold the trimmer a lot of different ways, and I'm going to show you how I like to hold it, which is like this. Some people like to hold it up higher by their head. Some people like to hold it down onto the shaft, which I'll show you here in just 1 second. Right here coming up, hold it right there. You get a little bit more firmer of a grip. Some people like to hold it with their opposite hand. A lot of people that have trouble, I recommend this way right here. It gives you a little more shaft control and allows you to guide that trimmer head straighter, because if you're getting wobbly, you're going to have a squiggly flip edge, okay? And that's not good. You're going to have a thin edge and then a wide edge, a thin edge, and a wide edge. So hold it right here. Johnny Blades of Grass, he does a really good job showing this. If you want to go check his channel out. So we get asked all the time if people can send us gift cards, this or that. Guys, we're good. We don't need anything. We're very blessed. But if any of you ever want to send us a tripod, we go through tripods like no one's business. I mean, they break. They're constantly in the elements. This one here, honestly, is just a cheap one that we found that it works. And honestly, it works until typically it falls over or we accidentally hit it, and then it's done. Because once they hit the ground, you know, with a camera set up on them, they're toasted. So I think just this year alone, we went through maybe like 5 or 6. Yeah, there's better ones out there, but we bought the really expensive ones. We bought $200 and $300 tripods. And in all honesty, once they fall, there's always a weak spot on them, and they break. So these ones, the head's what always breaks on them. This piece right here, because it's all plastic, and as soon as it hits the ground, it's done for. All right, guys, so I'll bring you back in just 1 second. No point in showing you another deck clean out and how I do it here. Simply, my lift system is on a 4-truss metal rail system. It goes across all the trusses almost in the garage. And then I have a big logging landscape timber up here that goes across as well to support the middle one where most of the weight is. So I got to get to editing. I'm gonna leave the mowers out though because I'm actually gonna pressure wash them and get them really cleaned up. They were pretty bad, as you guys seen. So hope you enjoyed today's video. As always, keep mowing, keep growing, keep making money, boys. We'll talk to you later. TQ out. Peace.